Hello. Okay, so this is a great question. The life path of a 1 and 9 with individuals born on the 11th and 22nd. That's your date of birth. The more important number out of everything is the life path is 1 and 9, but what is your attitude number? And you didn't give me your attitude number. This video I made specifically addressing the attitude number as well. So when you're looking at compatibility with astronumerology, I look at the rising sign, the sun sign, the life path, the attitude number, the date of birth number, and several other numbers. But so if you want a full reading, go to my website and book that. However, just for the question you asked below, let's go to the drawing board, shall we? Okay, so the one, I'm going to assume by the order you put this in, that the date of birth for the person who's a 1 is the 11th, and the date of person for the person who's a 9 is a 22. Okay, that's my assumption. So 1 and 9, I already gave you the explanation. Now let's go to the date of birth. Date of birth 11 is a master number. It is the 11-2 master number. 22 is a master number. It is the 22-4 master number, which means both of those individuals, by their date of birth, have a mission when they come to this planet. And both of them are master numbers, so they're going to teach you something, right? The 11 is a teacher, the 22 is a teacher, but the 22 is also someone who builds up. You can look at them as in the master is Christ, the number of Christ, the 11 master number of Christ, the 22 is Buddha, right? Different concepts, but both major lessons for the people that they impact. Notice different concepts. Now, as individual numbers, 2 and 4 go together because the groups are 1, 5, and 7, 3, 6, and 9, 2, 4, and 8. So in general, the date of birth on the lower vibrations is perfect. It's great. Now, here's where the challenge comes in. Let's just say the person who is the 2 is actually a 1 who came here with the purpose of innovating, starting something new, bringing a concept to life. That concept that person is bringing to life, it might not align with what this person who is a 9 and a 22, who is also here bringing forth some information. The information might be too different. So it might be two different spiritual concepts. I'm just using that as an example. Does not have to be spiritual concept, but I'm using that from the standpoint of the principle and teachings of Christ to the followers in general of Christ are not in alignment with the principles and teachings of Buddha. So most of the time, someone who is a Christian does not follow a Buddhist. Like they don't match up. That's not all the time. I know plenty of people, I've seen plenty of people who've walked the Buddhist path and who have been Christian who marry the two and they do just fine. But on a surface level, on a bigger picture level, those two concepts are not the same. Although at its core, both of those concepts are for elevating the world consciousness. At the very basis, both of those concepts also teach the principle of love. But you see how individual people dealing with those concepts can kind of go to extremes, right? I mean, we just had it here in the United States. A Christian man confronted the Buddhist monks, telling them that they're going to hell when the Buddhist monks were walking for peace. Just Christ was promoting peace, right? So that's where the difference lies. As of the birthday itself, 2 and 4 get along fine. The 2 loves partnerships, relationships. The 4 loves stability. The 4 loves working hard. The 4 is a grounding number. The 2 is a grounding number. Those two get together and have lots of babies together, right? But it becomes an issue when their overall life path is not aligning. And then what you can see from this, I mean, again, different times, but if we take energy away from the 1, the life path of the 1 has a 2 here, which means that the rest of the numbers add up to 8. So this person is probably dealing with some money on some level in their relationship, so they could be innovative in money, and that could be their focus. Whereas the other side, the person who is in the life path of the 9, they have the 4 for the birth of the day. The rest of the numbers add up to 5 on some levels. Could be karmic, could not be karmic. But that 5 is a freedom chaser. So that 5 may not want to be in a relationship. That 5 is looking for change. I always call the 5 the sex, drug, and rock and roll. So that's why you have to look at the other numbers in order to get a true picture of compatibility. On the surface, a person can appear to be incompatible or compatible, and then when you dig a little deeper, it flips. The other thing you have to look at is what type of year the person is having, because it doesn't matter how good you look on paper. If you are at 2 different points in your life continuously, then you're never going to be in sync. And that is going to cause disagreements and arguments and make it difficult for the relationship to thrive. All right. So, whereas I said a 1 and 9 has a 8 energy difference, so that's a lot of degrees different. The 8 and 3, the 8 and 5 have a 3 difference. So that means need to have a lot of fun, need to have a lot of joy, need to have a lot of communication. I don't know what it looks like in your relationship, but if that stuff is happening, you have a higher odds of having a successful relationship, at least for a period of time. All right. Thank you for the question.